School janitors? What's something you've had to do that was way above your pay grade? It was around 2:30 p.m., and I was mopping the hallways when I saw a classroom with strobe lights flickering on and off from under the door. As I got closer to the room, I could hear the teacher's voice. Epilepsy isn't real. It's a psychosomatic response. I tried to look through the door, but I couldn't see anything because the blinds were down. I tried the door, but it was locked. That's when my heart started beating faster. Classroom doors don't lock from the inside during school hours unless something really bad was happening. I leaned in close and pressed my ear against the door, trying to figure out what was going on. The voice got clearer. It was Mrs. Blade, a 7th grade history teacher, and she was saying things that made my blood run cold. "You're not fooling anyone. Get up off of the ground and clean yourself up." I could hear a student cry, "Please just leave him alone," but she ignored her and screamed, "I said get up!" I moved to the narrow window on the door and looked inside. What I saw made me feel like the ground had dropped out from under me. There was a kid on the floor, a boy, maybe 12 or 13. His body was rigid, shaking, his arms locked at weird angles. He was having a seizure, and Mrs. Blade was standing over him with her arms crossed, watching like she was waiting for a performance to end. She was flicking the lights on and off and purposely trying to trigger his epilepsy. Black, white, black, white. The kids were crying. Someone was vomiting. Another kid was trying to unlock the door but failing. I banged on the door hard. Bang, bang, bang. "Hey!" I yelled. "Open this door right now!" Mrs. Blade didn't even flinch. She just yelled back, "We're handling it. Go away." I wanted to pull out my phone to call the front office, but I already knew no one would answer. It was the last day before the long weekend, so the admin left early, and security was already gone. I was the only adult in this entire wing of the building. Plus, there was no time to run and get help. By the time anyone got here, that kid could die. So I made a decision. I have a master key. Every janitor does. It's supposed to be for emergencies only, and in 11 years, I'd never used it, but I didn't hesitate. I jammed it into the lock and shoved the door open so hard it slammed against the wall. Bang! Mrs. Blade spun around, face red with anger. "You can't just barge in here. This is my classroom." I didn't say a word to her. I walked straight past her, got down on my knees next to the boy, and gently turned him on his side so he wouldn't choke. I put my hand under his head to protect it from the hard floor, and then I looked up at one of the kids having a panic attack. I said, "Go get the nurse. Run." He immediately sprung into action and ran down the hall. I could hear Mrs. Blade's voice in the background while I tried to save the child's life. "This boy fakes seizures to get out of tests," she swore. "He gets special treatment, and it's not fair to other students." I just stayed with that boy until his body finally stopped shaking and his eyes slowly focused on my face. He looked so scared, so confused, and all I could say was, "You're okay. I got you. You're okay." The nurse arrived a few minutes later, then the paramedics, then the principal. I told them everything I saw, every detail. As a punishment, Ms. Blade got paid time off for the month, claiming her period hormones made her crazy. Well, that wasn't good enough for me, so I told my ex-veteran husband about it. And well, let's just say Mrs. Blade has been a missing persons case ever since.